Good evening, and welcome, to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we come to you every Wednesday to inspire, to encourage, and to empower you to live a blessed and healthy lifestyle. Well, hello, I'm Anna. I'm your host. I'm also a retired school teacher, an educational consultant, an author. I am also a jewelry consultant, a health consultant, and I'm also a certified uh, cake instructor. So, I bring to you a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversation this evening and every Wednesday. Um, each episode, we dive into topics that enrich our lives, from education and personal development to health and wellness, and of course, the art of jewelry. So, I do this by providing workshops and speakers and knowledge and so forth to convey things that I feel like people don't know. Sometimes I don't know, and I learned so much doing this research. I really want to let you know that. So I am very thankful that you join me so that we can explore inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical advice to help us live that blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. So I want to again thank you for tuning in to Sweet Blessings, where every conversation is a treasure. So thank you so much again. This year I started off with doing series. My first series was on personal development, and which is very, very important. And I gave an ebook on. I wrote an ebook for that. And then my second series was on self care, which most of you hear me talk about it all the time. How important self care is, and a lot of us, especially, I'm going to say, especially in the Black and Hispanic community, sometimes the women have so low self esteem. And that self care is very, very important. But we cannot leave out the most important thing, which is financial freedom. And as I've told you before, this is one of the subjects that I feel that I am very much lacking in. I'm working on it now. And it's a shame that it's taken me all these years to kind of really sit down and kind of self evaluate financial freedom. And so last week, that's how I started the series off on financial freedom. So this is just like a review or recap of the financial freedom. So let me give you a definition again of that financial freedom. Financial freedom means having enough money to cover your basic needs and to live the life you want without constantly worrying about money. So, in other words, it just simply means your money works for you, not the other way around. You can pay your bills, save, and enjoy life without stress. You're not tied down by debt or living paycheck to paycheck. And you have the freedom to make choices like where to work, when to retire, or whether to take a vacation because you're in control of your finances. Now, that is a recap of last week on financial freedom. And so this week, what we are going to talk about is budgeting, which is something that I am not good at all. And I'm going to say that I'm not good at it because I never was taught how to budget. And I think that what we all need, we of that syndrome of people telling us what we need to do, or here, there, here, there, here, there. But there's really no one really sat down and mapped this out. And there's some people that are really good at it. I'm going to say that my mother was good at it, but she was not good in teaching me. And so she could save. Uh, now, and like I said before, I can save, but I spend. That's my thing. I want to be able to retain, just like with the weight. I was up and down. I want to be able to, have that flat toe, and I still want to be able to do some of the things that I love to do. And unfortunately, and I say this all the time, is that some of the things that I want to do are expensive, unfortunately. But anyway, I am glad to have you here, and we're going to take a commercial break, y'all. And then we are going to come back, and we're going to talk about that dreaded budget. Just hold on one moment.
Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment. A perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more, ready to shine on the global stage. Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.
All right, we are back. Thank you. I had to play that. That is, I am a part of CTR Network, CTR Media Network. And I'm so, so proud that they included me in their journey. It has really been well worth it. And all I can say is they saw a talent in me. But if it's something that you're interested in, always reach out as well. So let's talk about that dreaded budget, y'all. Ooh. And I want to remind everyone, you might not know this, but April is finance month, or uh, financial month. So I just wanted to let you know that you might see a lot of workshops and stuff going on in the month uh, of April pertaining to finance and budgeting, because that's when they say it's financial month. So, but anyway, we're gonna get into budgeting, and I'm gonna pull up. I have a little presentation. I'm so glad to get my computer back, because I'm telling you, I've been, it's just, you just don't know. But anyway, budgeting with a purpose, and sometimes I think that a lot of us budget for a purpose, with a purpose, with a purpose. And you'll see what I'm talking about as we go along with this. And you're gonna learn something here tonight, because I'm gonna tell you I learned something myself. So let's look at budgeting. So budgeting is the difference between a need and a want. And it comes down to necessity versus desire. So a need is something that is essential for survival or well-being, like food, water, shelter, healthcare. Whereas a want, sometimes you would like to have, it's really something that you would like to have, but you can live without, like the designer clothes, the luxury car, the latest phone, you know. That's what budget is all about. So here's a quick test for you. If you can't function properly without it, guess what? It's a need. If you would just make life, if it would just make life more enjoyable, it's a want. It's a want. So I believe, let's look. This is a look at needs versus want in different categories. So in housing, the need is you got to pay your rent or your mortgage, but you might want to upgrade to a luxury apartment or buy a new home. That's a want. It's not a need. Food, groceries for the week. A want is eating out at restaurants. Transportation, gas or public transit to get to work. Or do you want an SUV with premium features? Utilities, electricity, water, internet for your work. Those are needs. But a subscription to multiple streaming apps, y'all got all those apps, Netflix and Disney, and although that is a want. It is not a need. Clothing, basic seasonal clothes. That's all you need. A want is those name brand fashion items. And then you have healthcare. Healthcare is a need, y'all. You need to visit your doctor. You need your prescriptions. But, going to that spa or having that cosmetic procedure or things like that, that's a want. That's a want. That's not a need. So let's move on, because we're going to look at some other things. Now, this is interesting. This is in relationship. This is like a sample budget for back to school supplies. So back to school supplies, you're going to need that backpack and that notebook and that pencil. But do you need, a want is a designer backpack and matching shoes. Because I have seen kids get upset over the backpack. I was never into designer things. Maybe as an adult, but as a child, my mother didn't even go for it. So, uh, and I don't think my child does either. I was more like a purse person. So if I had something designer, it would be in the purse situation. My mother bought things for me later on in life, but I never, as growing up, not really. Now, family vacations, that's a need. We all know that. But it's a safe, budget-friendly trip. That's a safe, budget-friendly trip. You need the vacation for self-care. You need to get away for self-care. So that's a need. But an all-exclusive resort in the Bahamas, that's not a need. That's a want. You would love to go there. Home essentials, you need cleaning supplies and toilet paper. In some homes, I'm laughing because I do have scented candles and decorative uh, and pillows, and little doohickeys in the bathroom and stuff like that. So, but I'm telling you right now, it's a want. It's a want. Tech tools, reliable phone or laptop for work. You need that. You need those type of things. But do you need the latest iPhone or gaming laptop? No. I don't have either one of those. I do have the latest iPhone now, y'all. But I only got it because I had an iPhone 11 and the Apple said that they were no longer fixing it or it was no longer going to be up under warranty. And so I said, well, Ann, it's time for you to go and look at phones. So I just went on and they were offering a deal and I went on and got that phone because I will use a phone and a car till it's almost falling apart. I'm not into all of that. Luxury. I want to talk about this is a lifestyle. The other one that I showed you was basically just a basic budget, but this is a lifestyle budget here. A look at it versus needs and want. And then sometimes you ask yourself, well, how do you build a realistic budget with a purpose? How do you do that? Well, we're going to take a commercial, and when we come back, we're going to learn how we do that. All right, we are back. I wanted to also let you know that Soul Lady Wigs is one of my affiliates. I have on one of their wigs this evening. And like I said, I wear them from time to time. I love them. As you can see, they are really nice and thick and just nice. I I like wearing wigs because I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you put on the wig, it gives you a different personality. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to have that different personality. So I have my link down there if you want to go and check it out as well. Um, because and you do get a discount if you uh, purchase from me. But this is the time I want to kind of tell you about my other ventures because I do go live on Instagram, which this is my Instagram account. And I go live on Instagram on Thursdays. I do my jewelry. So most of you might not know, but I also do jewelry. And I do my jewelry on my personal profile on Facebook. And then this is my Facebook profile as well. So I do both of these on Thursday, and I also do Facebook on Tuesdays and Fridays. Fridays, excuse me. Tuesdays is pop up Tuesday. So we do a pop up. I just pop up anytime. And then later on in the week, I ask a trivia question about the pop up. So if you watch the pop up, you'll know it. The first person who gets it gets a free piece of jewelry. And then once a month, I have a customer appreciation day where I play games and things like that with my uh, customers and everything, and it's just fun. Hey, Francine, how you doing? Thanks for hopping on, sweetheart. Thank you so much for hopping on. And also we thank you. This is my work, girl. I will tell anybody this is the area that I need to work on. Seriously. This is my area that I need to work on. But also, you can support me or CTR Media by sending us stars. And this is on Facebook. This is my star thing here. I believe it is on here. Okay, this is me. So if you can support me there as well. I also have, I don't want to leave out my YouTube channel because I always ask people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So that is it on the bottom. You can reach me if you have questions at, this is my email, so you can reach me there. Say, for instance, you might want to, sorry, this is my email. I was trying to remove that. You might want to reach out to me, okay? Because you might want to advertise on my show. I do have advertising spots, sponsor packets, and commercials. And also, you might want to be a guest speaker on it. I'm always looking for guest speakers, people who have something that will make our lives better. Okay. So, with that being said, let me get back to how do we build a realistic budget with a purpose. So, as you're watching this, I'm Anna. I am the host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. We are talking about how do we build a realistic budget, which is something that is very, to me, it's hard to do. Now, and there are you. Let me go ahead because I don't want to get ahead of myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, building a budget. So the first thing that you want to do, and some of these things you all know that you've heard me say it before. Now, in personal development, this is going back because everything is contingent on the other thing. Believe it or not, I hate to say that, but that is what is happening. So the first thing is you want to identify your why. And remember I told you a while back that your why can be in anything. So in your budget, you're going to have a why. Why are you budgeting? Why are you budgeting? And then number 2, you want to track your current expenses. Okay, let me go back to the why. What do I want to do? What do I want my money to do for me? What goals am I working toward? What are my financial stress points? Okay. So these are the things that you want to ask yourself to help you possibly identify your debt, identify your why. I'm sorry. Now, these are some of your whys that could be: get out of debt, save for retirement, travel more, give money or more money to church or charity, build generational wealth, live with less stress. Now, as I look at those examples of the whys, there's many that I could make my goal: get out of debt. Well, I'm already retired. Travel more. Once I retired, I don't travel as much as I used to because I don't have the funds. Um, I always give to money. I always give money to church and to charity. I've always done that. Build generational wealth. I need to do that. And I need to live with less stress. And so then the second thing is you want to track your current income and expenses. Write down everything, y'all. Everything. You want your monthly income after the taxes, your fixed expenses like your rent, your utilities, your insurance, Those are there every month. Those are fixed. That's fixed expenses. Then you're going to have variable expenses. Now, your variable expenses are things like groceries, gas, and shopping. And they're variable because they're not the same every week or every month. They're not the same. Whereas your rent, your utilities, and your insurance are approximately the same every month. So write down everything, your debt payments, and also your savings and your givings. You can use tools as a notebook or a spreadsheet. You can use that to help you out. I use a notebook. And then there's some budget apps that you can use every day, every dollar, Mint and YNAB or YNAB. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about those uh, a little bit later. Now, I want you to know that this is going to be a 2-part series because I just can't get everything in this little 45 minutes to an hour on building a budget. And as you know, after each one of my series, I offer a book. Now, this time, I am going to offer a book, but the book is only going to be offered to those people who sign up for my 7-day challenge. So I'm going to have a 7-day challenge, and the book is going to be free to them, to those people who sign up for that 7-day challenge. Now, the 7-day challenge is all about budgeting. You're not going to be alone. I'm going to help you out. I'll be right there with you. Plus, I'll give you all the activities and things that you can do. So we can do this thing together and we can see what becomes of it as we go, as we go along. So the next thing is set clear goals for every dollar. So categories may include giving or tithing, like when you tithe at church, savings or an emergency fund, housing, food, transportation, debt payments, fun, entertainment, investment, future goals like trips, homes, ownership, kids, retirement. So you might want to set clear-cut goals for those activities or those categories. So so many dollars is going in here and so many dollars is going into there. And then you want to prioritize and adjust. And this is where you're going to look at your needs and your wants. Okay? And you're going to cut those unnecessary expenses. Now, I can't tell you what to cut. You have to cut that's why this is your budget. Okay? Everybody's budget is different. But these are some guidelines to help you in coming up with a value-based or a budget with a purpose. Okay? Be honest. What lies up with your purpose and what doesn't. What things align with your purpose and what doesn't. So you don't want to keep those things. If it's not aligning with your purpose, then you don't want it. Then the next thing is build in flexibility. Life happens, y'all. I say it all the time. Life happens. So you want to give yourself grace. Live by grace. Things happen. Be compassionate to others as well. And please don't forget to review monthly and adjust as needed. Don't wait 6 months down the line and then review it. you need to review it monthly. Sometimes you might need to look at it daily. I look at mine daily. I look at my bank account daily because I've had so much things happen, in my life with my bank and, identity theft. So I'm a constant person looking at my bank account. They send me alerts to start early in the morning. Whenever a check or anything comes in, they send me an alert that check is coming in. Now, if it doesn't look familiar, then I contact them. But it is what it is. So you want to build in that flexibility and automate savings and givings. By that I mean automatic savings are given to support your purpose driven goal. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to review and reflect. You want to review and reflect. And I know you've heard me say this as well. Review and reflect. Did this budget help me stay focused on my purpose? What worked? What didn't? These you hear me say this all the time. I told you I always evaluated. I still do. Evaluate what I do. I evaluated how I taught the kids, what worked with the kids, what did I need to change. I've always been that way because I just feel that that's the way that you got to look at it in order to see what's wrong or what's working. So this is just, like I said, guideline because some of these things might not work for you. I'm telling you, I'm not even going to tell you how old I am, and I'm still working on it. But I haven't given up. And that's the most important thing, is that you don't give up. Before I leave here, I hope to have mastered it. And that's the truth. Okay? And then after you make your budget and you do your budget for a while, then you want to think about, did that budget, how did you feel about doing that budget when you do it? How did you feel? Were you successful? Okay. So, like I told you, this is going to be a 2-part series. So, next week, I am going to talk about aligning your goals with your budget. It was just too much information this evening for me to put all of this in this little 45-minute session. So I am going to cover all of that next week. But before I leave you this evening, I wanted you to know that there are different budgeting styles. Did y'all know that? Well, I'm sure that you knew, because once I go over the definitions of some of these, they're going to sound familiar to you because they sounded familiar to me as I was doing it. And some of these I have practiced and might be still practicing. Some of them I have considered, but never have gotten into it. So the first one is called the zero-based budget. And in this one, every dollar gets a job. Income minus expenses equals 0. Every dollar is assigned give, save, spend, debt. Great for people who like structure and control. Now, the tools for this one is Excel. I'm going to give you everything. Excel, Google Sheets, and Every Dollar app. That's zero-based budget. Number 2 is 50-30-20 budget. And I believe that I have used this one. I think I have. Simple and balanced approach. 50% goes to needs, 30% goes to wants, and 20% goes to savings and debt. This is a great thing for beginners or busy people. It's a great way to budget. So I'm sure that most of you all didn't know that there's all these type of budget plans out here, because I didn't. So this is what I found out when I was researching. So I'm gonna pass this on to you. Number 3 is pay yourself budget. Now this one, I really use. I really, really use this one. Okay. Save first, spend what's left. So you automatically save or invest when you get paid, but you spend after saving. Didn't I say this one was me? I told you at the beginning, I can save, but I spend. So as I go over these, see if some of these resonate with you. Which category do you fall up under? Now, pay yourself first budget. It's great for long-term savers and future people who are future focused. And then the tools that you can use for that is automatic transfers and savings plans. So, like when you get your check and it automatically is transferred or deposited into your bank account. So, then the fourth thing is cash envelope system. Now, I have never did this, but it's always intrigued me. And I've seen this on Pinterest, where they have it's like a fold, and they have envelopes in it, and each month or each time they get paid, it varies. They stick money in there in the envelopes, and then after a period of time, they've accumulated so much money they've saved, they can take it and put it in the bank or however they want to do. But the object or the objective of doing that is not to mess with it. Okay, it should be just there for the purpose of what it's for. And then you have the cash. That's the one I'm just telling you about. But I want to tell you, it says see it, touch it, spend it wisely. So you put cash in the envelopes by, like I said, by categories. And when it's gone, it's gone. So the objective there is not to spend it, is what I'm saying. This is great for overspenders or visual learners. Cash or digital envelopes. It's a good budget app is the thing for that one. I'm trying to give you all a few apps and things for each one. And then number 5 is a value-based or purpose-driven budget. And I think that, I'm not going to say this, but I think that this might be the one that we all need to try to lean toward. This is a budget with heart and intention. It's a budget that is based on what matters most to you. You want to align your spending with your values: faith, family, fun, and freedom. It's great for those who hate strict rules but love intentional living. This one, your tools is a reflective journal, a vision board, customized templates to help you out. All of the budgets, you can use all of these budgets that I'm talking about. But a value-based budget or a purpose-driven budget is based upon your values. And so you're basically saving your money based upon your faith, your family, for having fun and freedom. That's that financial freedom that I'm talking. I'm telling you, if I knew all of this stuff before, I would be, ain't no telling where I'd be now. I'm serious. Okay? But I'm hoping that if only one person listens to this, that it helps them out. And then number 6 is the no budget, budget. Oh, and believe it, if it's listed here and it's done in research, some people are doing this. And so this is an automatic and live within limits. And this is automatic and you live within limits. Your automatic bills, savings, and giving, and you spend the rest freely. Okay? You just automatically pay your bills. Whatever you're going to save, you give it, you save it, and then whatever you're going to give, you give, and then you spend the rest. This is great for high discipline or high income earners. And the tools for that is automatic pay, separate spending accounts for that one. And then the last one is reverse budgeting. And then this one deals with start with your goal, then build the plan. So this might be a good one too. Set a goal. So maybe your goal might be you want to be debt free, or your goal might be you want to take a vacation. The goal might be you might want to buy a new house. And then you work backwards to fund it. Well, this is how much I need. So then you start working backwards. It's called reverse budgeting. And this is a goal for dreamers and goal getters. And I can give you another example of that. Is like my goal when I was little, I would say maybe 6, was I was going to be a teacher. And I worked backwards. As I grew, I got closer and I got closer and I got closer to that goal. Then I became a teacher. Well, being literally a school teacher. But I didn't realize that God had more for me and that I would be teaching in this way as well. Because there was a need. And I was blessed through that need. But also, there's one more style that I want to talk to, and it's called it's really just a bonus style, but some people do this one as well, and it's called the teen budget. And so it's for couples or families. And what they do is they meet monthly. They have monthly budget meetings. They share the goals. They share their spending limits. They share their dreams. And in this type of situation, everyone has a voice. Okay. So we are going to take another brief commercial. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to ask you something about which style is for you.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
All righty, we are back and we are going to discuss what style is best for you. So I'm Anna. I am the host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers show and podcast. And tonight we are talking about budgeting and learning a little bit about budgeting. How do we create a budget that is with a purpose in mind? And right now we're learning about what style is best for you. So think about it. Do I like strict structure or flexibility? Am I a visual, tech, or a paper person? Do I see cash or tracking digitally? Is my budget about surviving, thriving, or blessing others? So hopefully this gives you some things to maybe think about. And did you realize that budgeting entailed all of these things? So here's a budget tip. When planning your budget, cover your needs first. Then use what's left to enjoy your wants without overspending. And I know that is a mouthful to say, and I know that you have to be consistent to do something like that. But we have to learn how to practice that as well. And, sorry. Here's a reflective prompt for you. So I want you to think about this. What does your spending say about your values? What does your spending say about your values? So I'm going to give you all a challenge for next week. I want you to create or review your monthly budget. So you are going to create or review your monthly budget. And next week, we're going to talk about how we align our goals with our values. Because that's what we want to do. Okay. And I also want to let you know that you can still get, hold on, before we go, you can still get my books, Practical Steps for Personal Growth and a 30-day guide to prioritizing yourself. You can still get that. My name is there, so I'm going to put down, I think I have it in my banners, so it'll go across. So you can, they're $5 a piece. The first one has lots of activities. Both of them really have lots of activities for you to, so you can get my book at this payhip.com/sweet blessings. Go and get your copy today. They are very interactive books as well. So I wanted to let you know that as well before I left out of here. And then okay. So this is your challenge of the week. You're going to create or review your monthly budget. How can y'all do that? So this evening, I hope that in some kind of way I have inspired you. And I hope that in some kind of way that I have encouraged you. And I also hope that in some kind of way I have empowered you to live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. Next week, I am going to be talking about debt, getting rid of that debt. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Next week, I'm sorry. After next week, we do the goals and align, and then the next week, I'll be talking about that. You see, I'm ahead of myself. I'll be talking about getting rid of that debt. So, and then I also want to remind you that after this series is over, I will be doing a 7-day challenge. Now, if you sign up for the 7-day challenge, you will get a free copy of my book on budgeting. All right. So as I leave you this evening, I want to make sure that 3 L's, that you live your life to the best of your ability. Have fun. Do those things that you enjoy doing. And then the second thing is to laugh. Make sure you laugh. Put a little laughter in your life. Laughter is so good for the soul. It makes you feel so much better. And then the third thing is love. Love. Make sure you love yourself. I just want to let you all know, Francine says I will do budget. It's hard. It's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my life. And so if you want to go on this journey with me, you can. Hope to see you next Wednesday on aligning your goals to your values. Have a great one. Good night.